Hello, 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 everybody. I am here today, hi Gloria, to do some work on some SMBX. Hoping that I get some viewers here. I'm gonna be streaming for a minute, hopefully. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just gonna do some quick checks really quick. I'm gonna make sure, actually. We're gonna make this public. Public. Wait for it to figure itself out. Alrighty. Okay. Without further ado, here, I'm gonna actually turn this down just a scotch. But without further ado, let's start editing. Alrighty. Okay, so this is my editor here. I work in SMBX, so, you know, sure there's no. Okay. So I'm working on creating, well, okay. Let me just, I guess. Hello, everybody. My name is Hylordia. I'm streaming today for an SMBX working session. I'm so excited to start. And I hope that we'll get some viewers today, and we'll actually have some people in chat. I just gotta make sure that it's actually gonna work out first. I gotta open this pop-out chat. And then I want to be able to see you guys chatting to me. I'm not gonna have that many people, but I set it up every time, and then I also have to always reset it up. So just a little bit, just some small edits. Mostly so that my chat and everything, it's all set. Looks beautiful. That's gonna mess up for a second. That should be good. Alrighty, let's start it up. So this is my level. We're gonna set that up so that yeah, so we're just working on this first, or this is actually the third level of my game. I worked a little bit on programming this morning, just kind of figuring out some issues with some camera stuff, and now that I've already figured that out, I should be able to work on it. So, if we go over, we can look into my planning doc really quick. And I hope you enjoy the music. It's my recommended music, so helps keep me going. So if we look over here, this is the map for my game. It's pretty extensive on that top screen there, but we're actually going to keep looking up at the top screen for a minute longer because here we have our level idea right here. This row 4 right here. Take a look at it. And this has the level information. stop for today. We're gonna start. And so we're gonna have a bridge slash water theme, which we already kind of have going here. We're going to have a platformer based level. It's gonna have a waterfall gimmick, and I'll kind of show how I'm gonna end up doing that with waterfalls. Yeah, of course, there's not really a super huge side gimmick, just mainly that we're introducing the player to water, something that you see in every Mario game, but I just reintroduce it with the new controls, with some of the new enemies that we're gonna have, with the new kind of feeling and fit of it all. So that's why we have to reintroduce this kind of idea. And then I chose my enemies here. Cheep Cheeps, Huckyas, and Koopas, and I might add Galoombas, maybe. So I'm actually gonna put that here. Alright, this is my level format. This is something that I think is really cool. I'm going to show you if you look towards that bottom screen there. This is my planning document. So, every single level has lots of stuff here. So we have like our level types that we can choose from, but this right here, this is my special formula. It's for formatting our levels. So we have start, bonus, checkpoint, challenge, ending. And if we look back over onto that top screen really quick, we can see that our level format does go. We're gonna have a start, we're gonna have a short little bonus area, probably with a power up. We're gonna have a challenge, another bonus, a checkpoint, bonus, challenge, and then an ending. So, yeah, we'll kind of just work as we go. So I'll move you guys back over so you can see on the split screen. I guess. For now, we will actually just be looking at the editor. We can do split screen. Alright, so this is the SMBX editor, and one thing I love about this editor is that it's pretty simple to use. There's a lot of tutorials online if you're looking into using it yourself. But today, and at least right now, the main goal is going to be just basic level design. And I kind of wanted this like cove feeling, so we're gonna have a lot of like underwater sections that were kind of portioned off by this little like back wall lining, so that, you know, it makes sense why the water's staying in. I already kind of set together a very small rough initial area where I think I'm gonna introduce some of our first enemies. And this sidebar over here, this has some of these controls are a little bit off screen, but it has some of these really important controls for us. And then on the other side of things, we have, this is all of our tools that we can use in the editor. So, I think first though, we're gonna look at what we have here. I don't believe we have any of my custom NPCs in yet, and we want to start with using one of those. So, we're gonna quick little side quest, if you don't mind. I will show you all of this. Alrighty. This is gonna look a little bit a lot at first, but this is just my file manager. It's where I keep everything for my game. So in this main area, all of this stuff is gonna be in the episode folder. So it says, you can't see it, it's a little bit off screen, but this is the Lost World folder, and we're working in 1-3. And we have a lot of stuff here that we can, so these are all the custom assets that I've already imported into this level, and there's a lot, if you can't tell already. Something I really enjoy about the editor is the amount of like customization you can do. So, I'm going to go down to this world, SMBX2 and resources, assets, our NPC and content, and we're gonna just look because I know they're in one of these NPC packs. I do believe it is. It loads. Come on. Oh, I should probably not. Let's find the pack. It's in Mega Dude's pack. NPC. Now we can look for Huckyes. Or Hucket. Sorry, Hucket crabs. And I'm just gonna make sure there's no conflicts, so then we see that there's 782, 783, and 784. So 782, 3. Oh, I guess. We should be good. We have conflicts, we can always adjust it. So we're gonna keep everything in here. I assume. Yeah. We're gonna take everything and place it in here. We don't need it anywhere else. We'll make sure everything's in here. That's great. And then we can go back to our editor really quick. Just make sure this works. So all we do is we save and we reconfigure it. Those are buttons that I think are also slightly off screen. And now in the sidebar, we should be able to find, well, maybe, Hucket crabs. And 785. I'm wondering if I left something. Okay, no, never mind. It's just in the code for it, and it's an additional layer, and there's nothing to fill it up. I'm okay with that. And now we have our little Hucket crabs. It's that easy. I would encourage anyone. I can test it out really fast. I encourage anyone who wants to get into SMBX2 to. Oop, I died. I was not paying attention. It is a little tiny spot on my screen, so I do apologize. I am going to be having a hard time. So these guys are going to be an important part of my level, I think. And we can kind of explore this first little area. I hope the camera's not too jarring. I did do some work to try to make it a little bit better, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to add some camera bounds. I'll add some little secrets down here, I think. This is going to be our kind of start area. Maybe a start and a bonus area. We'll have a few bonus little secrets here. And I think then we're going to enter the actual level. And this down here is going to be kind of the actual level. So usually what I do is I work on a section, and I finish that section, and I move on to the next section. So, the custom music is pretty cool. Anyway, sorry. I start with a section, finish the section, and move on to the next section. So this is our first section that we're working with here. A couple of ideas. What is this? going to be important a little bit. That is a waterfall sound that I have. Alrighty. Yeah, so I do not want to add buckets quite yet. Actually, well, we can see. We'll test a few things out. I'm going to add a first starting area. For this first area, we're going to add probably some question mark blocks. Actually, I think I'm going to make this area coins. See, that has a 1 on it. I think we'll move that up here. No. We're going to do this. And I don't remember, actually. I guess my side gimmick could be... Well, I guess we'll see. I was gonna say my side gimmick should be power up, maybe. But I'm not quite sure about that yet. I'll brainstorm and have a few power-ups optional at the start of this level here to see if it's gonna be anything I want. Up here. So all these are the custom power-ups that are gonna be found all throughout my episode. And if I had to guess, I would probably either choose Boomerang. I might want Mini Mushroom too, but maybe not. I guess this one will have to. See what happens. No one. It should be in here, I don't know why. Bring it all into search by ID. Yeah, search by ID. This is 759. I gotta search by ID. Choose ID. I could just also have this be go down to properties. We'll have this be, I don't know, mini mushroom maybe. Mini mushroom. I think that could be cool. I think of the options that I already have set, I'm not adding any more power-ups to the game. And I think I was going to do a custom power-up in the next one. Penguin suit might be cool, but I kind of want to save it for later on in an actual snow world before we actually use it. And then there is still going to be some water levels, so it'll still have that cool interaction that we want. But for now, I suppose we'll just test out if we want either of these two. I'm thinking maybe we do mini mushroom and we keep it a secret, but we'll see. Just want to see the initial interactions we have with some of these so I can show you guys. The mini mushroom can run on everything. I am not going to turn off the music for a hot minute. Super floaty, as we can see. Wonder if what happens when we... Okay, that's a little bit janky. Does this kill us? Just stops us dead in our tracks. That's okay. Okay. Nope. Okay, let's see what is next. We're gonna finish this section here. I don't know if this is gonna be a super long stream, but we'll see. And then I can't remember. I'm actually gonna open up the previous level really quick to see if we have used flip tiles or if we used. We did use flip tiles in this one. I think in the first one we used bricks. I think I'm gonna use brick blocks here. I could just... I think if I was going to do that, though, I should just... like that, maybe. I don't hate that. And we can add another one of these little blocks down here. So it looks like the bridge is falling apart. Yeah. And this way we can have a center block. I just would rather have that for now. I know our brick block is going to be in the blocks of SMB3. I did edit the texture for these, so it looks like Super Mario World. And we can also add some coins. Now, I was kind of wondering how we were gonna do. We have a bunch of these little tiny waterfalls. I think I'm just not gonna have them here yet. We do have them there. Yeah. I think if we're in it, I don't think we're gonna use the flower. I think we're just gonna use the mini mushroom if we're gonna use something. This is gonna be kind of an easy starting bonus area. Kind of a little bit asymmetric. Maybe all place. You know what I can do? I wanted to use a cheap and that's right. I'm gonna place the cheap on the ground off screen. That way, the viewer can, or the player can see it first, and then they won't be. They'll at least see its behavior. So I guess there's not. There's a cheap, but what is this? I feel like we have better cheaps. Yeah, so let's go take a look at what cheaps we have. I'll send you guys back over to this. My background garbage. It's labeled as background trash because it's everything behind the scenes. But we'll go take a look into our files and see if there's anything worthwhile in here. Go back through here. Go back again. Go back. Oh, well, let's see. You can go to Super Mario. New Super Mario Bros. Should be somewhere in here. Here we go. There we get. There's our Hucket. I don't see any cheaps, really. Who's this guy? I do apologize. I do not know any of the. Oh, they're the penguins. Do not know a lot of the names for specific things. I guess we'll just search cheap in here and see if there's one that Mega did. Okay, so this one has big cheap and variants in it, but I don't think we're gonna need the big one just yet. We're gonna make this actually extra large. Oh, it's just the big cheap and its variants. Let's just do cheap variants. Do extra large icons. I should get some of those as a default. Okay. There's the NPC 230. I'm gonna just check really quick to see what it's labeled as. SMB3 NPC cheap 230. I'm going to add that. Oh, did not mean to click that. Music right now. So I think this is going to be interesting. We'll look at this really quick. It's on the bottom screen. Okay. That's what I thought. So we just want everything, I'm pretty sure. We'll go into 1-3 and we'll put it in. Or skip this file. And whatever is in this Luna folder, I actually just need to bring into my there should be a Luna in here. Let's find it. Luna. Open this. Oh. I'm not sure. I'm gonna close all this. This was for earlier. Nope. This is gonna be a mess of fixing tabs and stuff. I don't know why. I should look good. Yep. Save this. And then we'll go back over to show us our editor. And once we're back in the editor, we can save it, reload it. And now, if I'm not mistaken, okay. So, over here on this side, this item properties, we're gonna have a bunch of new stuff. Okay. Well, this should be fun. Added a bunch of, sorry, I was just reading through. So we got a bunch of new behaviors. This is super cool. Before, we did not have that much. So I think we were going to want stop and start. We're going to do it. The green ones are the stupid ones. So this guy down here. And, oh, I guess I'm gonna trim this right this time. Alright, well, let's test it out and see if it crashes my game. Well, still running okay. Okay, well, looks a bit strange. Mostly just because they're both loaded in at the same time. So we'll go back to the editor. Probably remove one of these guys. That looks so interesting. Okay. I'm glad I looked into this because this makes them so much cooler. Turns around. I think I'm gonna use that cheap settings for the dolphin. I think maybe I'll put it over here. Let's see. Wait. I didn't check to make sure that should still be in the water. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, this looks cool. Yeah, okay, I like this. I think I'm gonna add one more. This area, I was gonna make this area kind of explorable, but I guess I'm kind of not doing that now. That's the version. Okay, cool. Okay. Alrighty. So now we have this first little area. I think these I'm not really even going to count as enemy encounters because realistically, most players should not be really running into them. Kind of just to show off that there are enemies in the water. Okay, well I don't like that. I changed my mind. Guys, I don't like the... Are they in the water? Why are they on the water layer? Okay. Whatever. Zoom to its factory gone. Maybe we're just gonna... That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Oh, wait. It's gonna mess it up. Yeah, because they're gonna fall straight to the level. Oopsies. I forget I gotta retoggle this. Test it. Okay. So now, technically, you can fall in the water, but we've already had 2 levels already, and pits have already been introduced, so I don't feel that bad about it. I think I do want this to be a fire flower, so. I also think I had a decent amount, I could check again, but I think I had a decent amount of power-ups in these levels. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 across this short of a level is a decent amount. So maybe we'll aim for just 3 this time. We'll see. We're gonna fill this with a fire flower though. And I did it earlier. Do a SMB3, make sure it's the right texture. Because destroying these isn't really gonna... Oh? And we're gonna just change it to a 1. That way when they're hit, they don't break. Alrighty. And then, I'm thinking we have some more terraforming to do. Mostly because I want to stick a waterfall right here. We're gonna work on terraforming the next section. Terraforming is kind of fun, I guess. I actually had a time and a half getting all this water stuff to work. So, I'll show you, I guess. I don't remember which one's which. Which one did we use up here? 986. Oh, yep. And I remember why now. Because this is our foreground water. So, for anything water, I'm going to click on the water layer and you can see it shows this big fat text. And all we're going to do is use this so that to make sure we gotta redo it every time. It's kind of annoying. I'm actually going to drag this layers out to the side because I don't need to see anything else right now, and it's going to literally reset it every single time. Yep. Yep. So I put these ones in the corners because they go behind the blocks or on these half slabs, or the, you know what I mean, these the slants. And that should be good for now. And I'm actually only going to tile this one section of water that I already have filled out, so. Still light. I do apologize. The screen is kind of small. I'm used to working in full screen, so it's going to take me some time to get used to it. This on top. Oh, okay. I don't know. How was I? Oh. Duh. That's what okay. Alright. I forget. I edited these textures and I forget how I edited them. Now, that was my original solution, and it is a poor solution. I'm gonna hide the background rocks really quick. Actually, they help me see a little better. I forgot that I specifically made these slant pieces to go and fit into here so that it didn't look all messed up. So I just gotta make sure. I'm gonna show you a cool trick actually afterwards that I can, because I don't actually, I keep messing up and forgetting that I gotta do the water thing, so I'm just gonna show you guys a trick, cool little trick. Should only take a second. And it will save me time. Ooh, oh, lag. Big lag. It'll take me a bit of time. Okay, but we like finished our water section. Maybe. Well, I guess sticking with the theme here, these are gone. And then we're gonna hide the background rocks again. And we're gonna finish this. I'm just adjusting some of the terraforming because I already wanted more dynamic, like, ground here, but I don't have textures that go on the slant for this top of the water. I could technically make them, it's just so many variations of that texture are kind of getting annoying to make. Let's stick this there instead so we have some variation. It's like, I love making organic things in Mario because it makes it feel like a more like fleshed out world. I feel like sometimes in the actual games we don't get that. but it does come at the cost of like a million textures. If you look on the side texture bar, I literally have so many textures, and I don't even use them all. That's like the sad part is I like these are taken from one of the resource packs, but I have to, a lot of times with these textures, I have to re-ID them. It's like usually an hour-long process, or longer, just depending on how difficult it is to redo the IDs on it. And it's just a little bit frustrating that I put a lot of time and effort into making these IDs nice and brand new, and then I have to not even use some of them, but at least I have the option, right? Like, I'm not going back and forth being like, oh, like, can I actually make this? Do I have the pieces for it? Alright, so I'm just going to cover up the blocks, and then I can select the whole chunk and choose the layer as the water layer. So now, with all the other water, we can toggle it on and off. It doesn't have water physics yet. And I think I was doing this water, yeah, like right there. I guess. I'm fixing my mouse really fast. Let me see if this is, yeah, this is working as intended. Okay, now I have a bunch of variability. I can change my, alright, that's great. Yeah, okay. I am going to click water on this one just because I'd rather not read it a million times. I usually go one block into the tiles and then at least one block. I'm going to create a split right here. Yeah. Okay. So now this water mostly works. You're going to see how wonky it is in a second, but... And then, now that we have this, we can continue terraforming. I kind of want this to, I guess not claustrophobic is the way I'd put it, but I do want it to feel like, you know, this cool little area. Oh, view, grid lines, show grid, okay. This cool little area, I guess. So, I'm gonna have some arches-ish. I don't think I'm quite ready to open it up yet. I thought I was going to be, but I think I want it to be smaller for a little bit longer. I guess I should probably, no, here's what I'll do. Mark out the actual land first. Okay, so I don't want the player climbing up. I want them to know that they can only fall down here. So maybe here's a good plan. I will put a little ledge so that they know that they're not like jumping into the oblivion or into like the unknown. And we're risking their one-ups. I feel like a lot of times to make it more organic, I usually have one corner that's like a corner, and one that's not. No. That would have been best. I mean, not the worst thing in the world, but we're just gonna keep making this a little bit organic. I wish I had some chatters, because that way I could talk about something, but not yet, so I guess I'm not going to be working in silence. I'm still be talking. It's just not going to be very interactive for a while. That's okay though. That is so okay. I'm excited to do some scripted videos. I was actually going to record a decent amount of this, but I think when I stream it, I'll just use footage from the stream, I guess. It's tricky because it's not streamed in full screen, but when I have, well, we'll see. I don't think I'll stream, like, the full process at all the time. There's definitely going to be times where I don't stream my creation process. But yeah, this is supposed to kind of feel a little bit like a cave. A little cavey thing. I'm gonna send something in the chat really fast. When people join, I can see them, they joined. I don't know, from what I've heard, this is like a decent chunk of the process. It's just like, actually, just like sitting here and kind of like waiting for people to hop on. I mean, I haven't been streaming for that long, but I just figure if it's already stuff I was going to be doing on my own time, I might as well stream it and hopefully get some content out of it. I guess a lot of people are talking about how, no, there's another person here. Hi. A lot of people talk about how, like, you have to have a really, specific personality. It's kind of hard to just develop on your own. It's interesting. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna, like, talk and yap into the camera for a while I wait for, you know, to get even just a small community would be so awesome. Or if people are just staying for the music for a minute, I am so okay with that. So, I mean, it's not my music, but hey. And then I guess another cool thing would be to see more people join the SMBX2 community. That's the editor I'm using. I would kind of love to see more people on it. I think it's a really cool program, and it's like I really just love Mario. I love Mario Maker. Played a lot of Mario Maker when I played my Switch a little bit more, and I just, if someone had shown me this program earlier, I would have been like literally blown away. I would have been like, what is this? This is crazy. So, yeah. Hopefully, I think as I'm kind of like developing this like more cave feeling, I guess, it's gonna feel a lot more cozy. It's kind of sad. I spent a lot of time on this like very, very beautiful, expansive background, but I think it'll be worth it to kind of develop the level out into a more open area. I do want to I am planning on some of my levels being a little bit more open than others. So we'll see. I think it would be really cool. I actually have some plans in the later levels to have some like puzzle levels, a little more non-traditional. This first world is going to be really, really traditional, but in the later worlds, I actually kind of hope to break that pattern and kind of set it apart. I really like, be it I haven't played a lot of Wonder, I like Mario Bros. Wonder, I've just kind of I've seen a lot of reviews about it. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. I really like the idea that they kind of were trying to break traditional Mario up a little bit more. Um, I think it was done pretty tastefully, I would say, in Mario Wonder. Um, but I would say there's definitely better ways to do it, in my opinion. So, yeah. I think like one of my big ideas would be, um, a lot of people have already talked about this, but Mario Wonder feels like kind of an unpolished game. And that's kind of sad because there's a lot of really cool concepts. I think the DLC, I did see a lot of the DLC content, and it was really, really cool. Um, Kind of a step up from like the base game in a lot of ways. Like, I think a lot of people were saying it felt like those were the boss battles that were actually intended for it. Um, I don't know. I guess my question would be like, for other people, if they've played Wonder, I still need to play it. I'm getting around to it. I gotta uh, work a little bit more, save up for a Switch too. But if anyone has played it, then it would be great to hear their thoughts on it. Um, yeah, I want to do a lot of community things. Once I start getting it, I want to do community events. I think it'd be awesome if I could stream during my college, like, I guess, educational career. I think that would be super fun. Um, I'm gonna throw back in the water and let's see how it looks. Not half bad. Uh, not not half bad at all. I don't like this area right here. This area is weird. I feel like I just need to get rid of the water again. Lock the blocks for a minute, move all this down. I don't like that. That's one of the hardest things I have is I'm a little bit indecisive when I make stuff, so it's tricky. It's tricky. Continuing to mix up some of these shapes so it does feel organic, I think. And then like I know these details, they probably feel like really, really small, but I mean, as the world comes together, I think it is going to make it so much more worth it, you know? Like, look at that. Like, it's just like a little jagged rock. And it's like, there doesn't have to be a story behind everything, but it's like a little detail makes it feel more organically generated. We're so used to, like, in Mario specifically, everything is just so heavily, like, abstract. Um, one of my, like, favorite Nintendo games of all time is Donkey Kong Country. Returns. And Donkey Kong Country. Well, let's get this straight. Donkey Kong Country is a masterpiece. I like Returns a lot because it feels like a really cohesive world, and Nintendo doesn't really do that a lot with a lot of their mainline games, I feel like. I guess, maybe wrong about that, but I mean, like, off the top of my head, like, I think, like, Kirby, Mario, I guess Donkey Kong is, but like Donkey Kong, the new one, Bonanza, that's what it's called. Again, I haven't played it, but I've seen a decent amount of gameplay. It does feel like a really abstract world, kind of like Mario Odyssey. And I did like that Mario Odyssey was more of a cohesive story, and I think the abstractness of it definitely has its place. But I mean, it can't, it really can't be perfect. I think if that's what they were going for, that's what they were going for. But personally, I would have had a little bit more. that is too even, sorry. I would have had a little bit more of a grounded feeling to it. Like, a little bit more world building. I guess it's kind of hard to have that, though, because yeah, the point of Odyssey is going to all these different locations. You don't really get to see much of it in depth. But, I don't know. Odyssey's a great game. Like, phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. I've played it through more times than I can count. Gotten, like, all the moons, stuff. Pretty proud of that. But, yeah, I think this, like, adaptation, my adaptation of Mario is going to differ a little bit, because it's going to really incorporate a lot of the themes. Oh! It's going to incorporate a lot of the themes I grew up seeing in gaming across different games, not just Mario franchise. I love the Mario franchise. It's definitely the one I have the most experience in, but, like, for example, like, I'm playing through Hollow Knight right now, or, well, kind of. I'm on the tail end of it. I'm at, like, 100 and, I think it was 107%. I still have the Pantheons to do. And, you know, what a great, phenomenal game. And, yeah, a lot of those elements I feel like I could incorporate into, you know, a level in a Mario game that would make it that much cooler to be around. Or to play. Sorry. I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this waterfall. So I want this waterfall. I guess I built it a little bit too far over. We're going to do the waterfall falling into this little area here. And we're kind of want to show off. Oh, you know what I'm going to do. Okay, this is super cool. Alright, and this is the cool part about it. I think I'm going to put a little exploration nook up here. And we're going to have that be where the first star coin is. So let me grab that really quick. I'm going to put this up here. Somewhere around here so that we don't forget. And we're going to have like a waterfall feature here that goes down. And, because all the waterfalls in this game are going to be swimmable. I know, for example, I don't know how much you might know about Mario, but the sprites in this game, there's a lot more Super Mario Bros. 3 assets than Super Mario World assets, just because, you know, Super Mario Bros. 3, if you look over here on the sidebar, it's a lot, I guess, it's a lot, well, it's a lot simpler of a game. Duh, it was made on the NES, and Mario World was on the SNES, but there's just a lot more customizable assets, or a lot, well, well, I guess there's probably not more customizable assets. Maybe it's just that Mario World is such a bigger game, it feels like there's less of it in the editor. That's probably what it is. So, but I really like the Mario World theme. I actually redid all the sprites in my game for all of Mario and his power-ups to reflect, to kind of fit in with the Mario World textures. Even though that took so much time, it was so worth it. I also gave, here, I'll show you. Oh, well, I'll open up my testing window, so if you look back towards the bottom of the screen again, it's going to be all messed up. I'll show some of my sprite work. So it's like the original, this is an SMB3 Mario sprite, but he has eyes, he's a lot, the vibrance is a lot greater. Like all these power-ups I redid to give him like eyes, give him darker outline, so it makes it really fit in with the Mario World theme, because in the base editor it doesn't really. So anyway, we'll go back over here, just keep working, I suppose. I do see there is another viewer in chat. Maybe not in chat, but watching at least. If you want to try, you can send me a chat, that way I can talk to you. But if not, I mean, I'll gladly keep talking on. I'll keep ranting. I am so okay with that. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm a little bit conflicted about how to do this waterfall. I think I'm literally gonna have it falling from the top of the screen. I just don't have a good transition between waterfall and well, I guess we could have like a little bit of like an aqueduct almost. Yeah, well, I guess let's try it. We can always change it. Alright. I forgot I have these upside down. This is gonna make a really cool little area up here. Well, okay. Pause. Really quick. I might move this to over here. And the reasoning why is I want it to... Actually, no. I was gonna say I want it to feel like a secret you have to discover. What I think I'm gonna do to prompt the players to like go to start swimming up waterfalls, I'm gonna preview it in this area. You know, players should be able to like kind of see that there's a star coin there and maybe not know how to get to it. So we'll just have it like really in a small little nook here. It's gonna be a kind of an awkward geometry, but yeah, that looks pretty good. That does not look half bad. I never realized this. I've streamed a few times, not like a few times before this. There's not gonna be anything on my channel. Because I was streaming on a different channel, and I switched to this channel. I didn't have any subscribers or anything. I just switched because I wanted my official name, Hi Lordia. I wanted my little profile account. I wanted it to be separate from my like personal account. So I ended up switching over to this account. And so I streamed once or twice. I think the most viewers I got was 4. And I was pretty excited when I got 4 viewers. But it kind of feels weird. Like, I'm gonna be so honest. It feels like I am actually a crazy person and talking to myself. I mean, maybe I am a little bit of a crazy person, but that's besides the point. Okay, well, we might have to tweak this rock here. It might be too far over, but that is something we can fix. We should probably start playing out the waterfall first. Let's get rid of the background blocks for just a second. Okay. And the water. And we're gonna lock this. We're locking the blocks away, we're locking the NPCs away, because all of these should be on the background layer. And because I was not paying attention, I never added them. Background rocks. Okay. Shall be all good now? All chill? Yeah. Okay. Let's work on the waterfall. So, as you can see, these little 3 blocks on the side. We'll make it a 3 wide waterfall. I'm gonna move this wall completely because we do need a terraform around the waterfall if we're gonna choose to do this. I think this level is gonna be a lot less. It's still gonna be pretty traditional, but probably a lot less enemies than we've seen in previous levels. Would that be something you guys would be interested in looking at? Seeing if seeing these previous levels to give me some feedback on them. I think that would be cool. I might show them anyways, but maybe not right now, maybe in a few minutes. Okay, now we have a better idea. This is what our waterfall is looking like. And I don't remember. You know what I might do? This would be cool. This would be so cool. So I have these custom, we already use these like bridge asset tile pieces over here. It'd be really cool if I use those same tile pieces and like made it so the waterfall was like going over them. But maybe we should do pass-through ones. Yeah, I'm thinking pass-through. Okay, maybe we do like, okay. I'm gonna move this wall closer. It's been decided. Once the block spike stops. Because I'm gonna stick this little outcropping here. Yeah, okay. For now, we're gonna keep it the same terraforming and just expand it. Yeah, that looks a lot fuller. And this is the cool part now. So I'm gonna go down here and add this little piece. And now it looks like it's hitting it. Ah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We can actually kind of move this into place now, because I do want this closer. Ooh! Pardon my lag. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello. It's like not letting me drag it for some reason. There we go. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna add at the top of that a little bit more. And then we can actually add semi-solid that jets out a little bit further, because the issue with me with this solid platform is that it will not how do I say it? The solid platform is, you can't go swim up through the waterfall through it. There we go. I don't know why I was having so much problems with that. So, I think it would be smart for us to just, like, put this semi-solid, so they at least have something to stand on, maybe. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just stick the semi-solid, or maybe I just stick another solid platform, like, right here. Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. Ah. Sometimes I wonder if I should create scaffolding with these pieces, but I don't think I am. I think they're supposed to look really, like, crudely built, so. Maybe what I'll do, oh, you know what I'll do on the semi-solids? I'll stick a semi-solid right through it. So here's our semi-solid. Right here we'll put like these little logs here. We can go back up to our waterfall zone. And yeah, look at, okay, you guys can't see it. It's an animated texture, so it's gonna look, actually I think I can turn animated textures on momentarily. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. As you can kind of see, you can definitely tell where it's hitting the logs. I'm going to turn that off though, because that is going to lag my editor a lot. Like I said, I'm not doing this on like a monster PC. I'm literally doing this on a laptop. That's the other really cool thing about this. If you have questions about the editor, feel free to pop them down in chat. I will answer whatever I can. I am no expert by any means on Lua, but I will answer what I can. Tell you where to get it, tell you how to get it working, tell you I know where all the online forums are, a few great YouTubers that I can get that you can go watch their videos. They got a lot of cool stuff. Show you how to get not only cool textures like this that are obviously, if I don't think you can see, but this tab on the side that I'm looking at, it's the custom textures tab. And if you want anything custom, the base game already has so much to offer. Like so much to offer. Each one of these sections, they have more than one section. You know, there's so much to do in the base game editor, but in my opinion, there's no other way to go about it than like checking out the community, because it's really cool how it's done. You know what? Actually, okay. Quick pause really fast. I'm going to show you something. We're going to go back to, not this, to our planning docs. I will show you. I'm going to update something because I just had a great idea. So I know we said that our side gimmick was waterfalls right here. We're going to make it, it's not going to be waterfalls, it's going to be branching paths. So that's something I like about a lot of different games, this idea of branching pathways, but now we can, oh, I set it to the wrong one. I apologize. Let's go back to split screen. And let's make sure that hold on, just pause with me for just 2 seconds. 2 seconds, if you wouldn't mind holding with me. It's not gonna be all that one. Okay, all set. Well, unless there's... Is there anyone out there? Am I speaking into the void again? It says, is there... I'm not speaking out in the void, yeah? There's someone else here. Okay. Alright, I think what ended up happening is I logged off, and when I logged back on, it shows me my concurrent viewers, not... Or it shows me my total views, not concurrent viewers. So I thought there was someone on here the whole time. That is okay though. So okay with that. I'll keep streaming. Just means I have to worry a little bit less about what I'm showing on my screen and sitting around figuring out. So let's go back over here. We are gonna do some branching pathways. Let me pull up everything again. Like, at this point, I think I'd be okay getting, like, actual trolls. I guess I shouldn't say that, because then I'm gonna get bad people in my stream, but... Yeah. Yeah. I guess also, it might not be the best time to be streaming. There's probably a lot of people that are like, no, it's only gonna get better, right? So we're gonna add a little branching pathway here, I think. I think this main pathway, we're gonna have a few focuses. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure I want Huckets in it anymore, but that, we can figure that out as we go. Oh. First though, we're just gonna denote that this is gonna probably be a branching pathway. And then, ooh, this is a good song to be playing while we're doing this. Let me see if I can. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna mess with it. It is what it is. I apologize for taking a second. Sometimes I gotta think things through before I start moving forward. Is this? Is this what I freaking... What is the name of this? Waterfall Top 2? Customizable BGO. Okay. So what is this? What is this? What is this? We're gonna check. We're gonna test it. We're just gonna test the level real quick. Take a look at the bottom screen. We're gonna have some overlapping music. Okay, this is cool. Okay, this one I go in front of. This one I go behind it. Behind it. That is awesome. Okay. That looks really good. Like in the actual thing. Sorry. I apologize. Okay. Good to know. You know one of these. Let me go behind everything. I forget that all my assets, all my custom-made assets sit on top of the player because it's water. Okay. Now, let's finish up this waterfall. We're going to end it up right at the top of the screen. End it right down there. And we are going to do a waterfall zone. Now I actually am going to have to... Well, okay. We'll block out blocks for a second. Get rid of the water, actually, because we're going to add all of this to our water layer. Select it all? No. Okay, that selected all? Yeah. Layer. We're going to add it to water. We're going to unhide it. And when we place this waterfall zone, we want it to be on the water layer. Alright. I do not know what is going on here. Okay, was that somewhere? That's all I wanted. What is going on? Hello? Oh, does it not work in half? Oh! It must not work in half steps. That's okay. That is a-okay with me. Oh! No duds. What? Okay. Well. Is this the one we want? Alright. Let's test it. Let's see. Look back down at the bottom screen. We're gonna run through this first part that we kind of made really fast. Oh. I'm gonna pause the music really quick. Quick pause on the music. Okay, hopefully that doesn't echo. If it's echoing really bad, I guess I can Where's... Okay. I don't hear it echoing very bad. So I'm gonna continue. Alright. I need to get a mic. Listening to my own mic is kind of terrifying. Okay, so we can see that this waterfall is a little bit too strong. You have to like mash really hard to get up it. And I gotta turn that back down. I'm hearing the echo in my ears. Yeah, that is like, ooh, that is not, that is, I guess it would not be easy to swim a waterfall. Okay. And now, okay, so here's the cool part. I don't know if you remember, I don't actually remember. It might have been on an earlier take of this stream, but you have this super nifty waterfall sound effect that I will be placing at every point where the waterfall hits something. And let's test it. That's cool. I also love the little effects on his head. And it works seamlessly. That is awesome. And this is where water, you can tell where water cuts off. Okay. That looks dope. That looks really good. Okay, we just gotta adjust a little bit of this. A little bit of this for my liking. We're gonna remove this, because I want to adjust this waterfall. If we go into properties, it should have uh, mm, mm, properties. It should have other stuff like that. Now I'm a little bit confused. Um, okay. Ooh, okay. I think I remember now. So originally when I made the waterfall zone, I was making it using a wind zone, which is not in this level anymore because I found this waterfall zone. It was a pre-created, or it was a already created asset. It was way cooler, a lot better to work with. Unfortunately, waterfall, it only has one strength, which is fine because, for testing purposes, we're moving the start of the level again. Sorry. Or to right here. Which is fine when we start up and it is just fine and dandy that we can swim in the waterfall. We can swim horizontally really well. And then, you guys, I don't have a camera right now that I feel comfortable using or space to film, so I'm not filming. This, like, little controller that I'm using, I'm literally spamming. I want to see if I can do it with a normal grip. Like, that is me, like, pushing down on the trigger with my hand off the controller. Yeah, you can get up. Oh, it's really slow though. I think I have to. How was I doing that? Huh. Yeah, okay. So it does not like it when you swim with waterfalls. That is so okay. Yeah, I have to spam that really fast. Okay. I'm gonna try it one more time. I apologize for all this spamming. I do have to test to see if some of this stuff works out. Okay, to get decent speed. It's kind of janky, okay. You can do it while holding the controller still. You just have to press it really fast. That is so funny. So the waterfall is clearly going to be more of a down thing. Okay. 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 That's going to be interesting. Sorry, I got a notification on my phone. That's crazy. Someone I know just got married, like Vegas married. Um, wow. That is crazy. That's crazy. I'm not very old either. I'm like, I'm, my second year of college is starting up. So I am a young one. That's nuts. Where is my live YouTube chat? Did we lose it? No, we didn't. Alright. Oh, okay. No, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, so let's put the background rocks back on. Now we have a little bit more of a interesting level. I forget, when we spawn here, can we actually see the mountains? Yeah, we do. So it's not flat. It looks really flat in the editor because of the way the background layers work, but it is not. Rest assured, it's not flat. Okay, looking good. Looking great. Um, I guess, okay, I'm gonna finish terraforming. I think, ooh, I wish I had, well, where's my planning doc? I am going to, on my planning doc, we're gonna open Google Draw so I can show you. I'm thinking in my head. I have like, usually I have a pen and paper by me that I would show up to the camera, but I'm not doing that because, um, no cameras right now. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna switch you over back to the planning documents. Here's our little drawing. Okay, so right now we have like the waterfall. Let me like scroll. Okay, right now we have this like waterfall that goes here, right? And we kind of have this path up here that we can go down, and we can have there's a rock. And we have this lower path. There's the star coin for reference. Very bad star. I'm drawing with a mouse, so do be patient with me. Um, and then we have this final rock here. And this final rock, um, don't, don't, we have, a water pathway underneath. Um, and then I was gonna have, like, these two paths you could go in between freely. and then maybe that there's going to be a little like this is going to be all water section. I do want to make the water optional in this level, mostly because I know water levels suck. And then I want this path to eventually meet up with the other path, so you can either spam up the waterfall, because I no longer think that's a viable pathway for new players, just because they're probably going to try swimming up and, it's going to be like, oh, you can't really swim up. Um, so what I think I'm going to do, there's our other rock here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have the rest of this section be underwater, and it's going to kind of split into two. Now, for any star coins, you do not want to have it be conditional on replay. I think that's stupid. I think you should be able to get them all in one go, especially not a level that is this simple. You should not have to play through multiple times. Maybe later on I'll have a more complex level where you will have to probably play through it maybe twice or three times to get all this. Only twice. Like, I could see myself doing a cool concept level where you have to play it through like three times at varying difficulty. Oh, like that one level in what Mario is it in? I'm pretty sure it's in Mario New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. It's a level where I could be wrong, but you have to choose between doing the easy version or the hard version of the level. So, um, I could see myself doing that in the future where there's three like difficulties and you get to choose based on how many star coins you want. But for now, I just want to keep it like this, and these two map paths will meet up at some point. And anytime there's a coin, it's going to be in between the two. There will be a challenge on this side, there will be a challenge on this side, or they're going to be interlooped somewhere nearby, and there will be a challenge in between. So, and then that way, if you start doing the water section and you're like, oh my gosh, this is horrendous. I see all the stuff I'm missing out on above. I mean, there is going to be like, there's going to be question mark blocks and coins and stuff. Um, you end up seeing all the stuff that you're missing out on, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I wish that I went on the other path. You can really just switch paths by doing a little challenge. I'm going to delete all that, and I will stop being boring. You will not have to see me in the Google Drive document anymore. We will go back to the editor. I'm actually surprised with how well this worked out. I kind of designed this little setup in um, Adobe, like the Adobe version of Canva, because I'm gonna be working with Adobe at a student account. Makes it a lot easier. But I'm really impressed. I think vertical streams are kind of gross most of the time, especially with gaming. Gaming is really hard to get done well on a vertical screen. And this way, I have a way of showing you guys everything, and it's not the clearest thing in the world, but like I think I have it pulled up on my phone. So, um, yeah, I think really just seeing, um, really just you can still see like the events you can kind of read. I only guess I'll be reading stuff out on screen for you guys probably for a while, but yeah. And then I think once I finish this next session, I will probably be getting off for a while. I think this has been a really successful first stream, not actually, but I think it's been like successful in the fact that like, I did it and like I'm outside of my comfort zone. I really I like putting myself out there a little bit. Not usually this much. Um, but I want to try it. I think it could be fun. So we're gonna try it. A big reason I changed the cameras for this level, for the verticality of it. This is compared to any of my other levels, you see that these levels are literally one straight pathway. Like most Mario levels. Um, but this one it has some range. I'm gonna add some camera modifiers then. Um, so it doesn't look. It looks kind of gross right now with all this empty space. You won't be able to actually see that. Um, but yeah, I think I'll probably be adding some foreground details. Hopefully, we'll see how well that works. Um, and I'll probably go through and add, yeah, I'm probably gonna add some foreground details. This first part of blocking, like, if I do pull up, if I do pull up one of my other levels, if I pull up my 1-1, I think this one's closer to finish. Still not quite there. It's pretty close though. You can see that there's like plant life and there's like rocks that are really close in the background. But I'll still add, I think I'm gonna add a little bit closer to background stuff so it doesn't feel like you're like right on the water. It feels like there's some other like little sandbars and stuff and rocks maybe. But I don't know, it'll be interesting. I'll also add hopefully some foreground like bushes and stuff so it doesn't look as dumb. But we'll see. Usually adding foreground elements means that you can't add anything in this bottom part of the screen, and I have some areas where there is definitely some stuff. Um, so let's finish this up. Finish it up. Okay, more of that like classic texturing. Like, what can I talk about for the last little bit of this? Um, hmm. I guess I can talk about project a little bit more, since that's technically what anyone watching this after I post it would be like wondering. That's the tough part. I can't believe I'm gonna like post this. I've thought about it. I thought about like just like making all of my past streams private. But I think that if I want to get people to start watching me, I'm gonna have to make like I'm gonna make a couple shorts and post them every day. And basically they're just gonna be like, hey, there's that one Minecraft guy. I can't say I've ever clicked on his screens, but he's like him, always streaming Minecraft. And I suppose that's probably what I'll have to do until I get actual viewers, which I am not looking forward to, not for the sake of it. Yeah, a little bit for it being embarrassing. But also partially because like I just I don't really know what I want to do with this all. This could be like a 2 week kind of phase. I mean, I've been working. So I started this project a lot of times. I started this project several times. Um, more times than I would like to admit. But that's kind of the way it has to go. So the first time I started this project, all of my progress got deleted. It was not anything but I updated the SMBX editor, and this was much, much, much um, a long time before the version that we're on now. But basically, when I updated the editor, it erased all of my game. Very frustrating. I wanted to quit. I'm pretty sure I didn't come back to it for like a year. And then last year, I started up again. I had some good progress, and I was getting through it, and the community kept coming out with these really, really great updates, like amazing, amazing content additions. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I really like a lot of this stuff. I would love to include in the game, but my game's kind of already in a spot right now where, at least to me at the time, it was like, I can't really justify just like adding all this stuff and going back through all of the levels that I've already made and adding it. Additionally, I didn't have a very good plan. So it was a little bit frustrating. I had some good levels, and I think I got up to the first castle, which um, is the next level. So I finished it. Um, Anyway, is this really cool like sandcastle idea? I was gonna go into a desert world and or like a desert portion. This beach world is kind of beach desert. A little bit of a non-traditional progression. I know it's like 1-3. You see 1-3 up here and you're like, what? But again, if we look back on the map, then we do realize that it is. Where did my. It's supposed to be in that corner. Sorry. My screen is like an absolute mess right now, so I'm trying to remember what I put. Oh, I know it's in that corner. Never mind. It's where my gameplay goes. Sorry. I'm gonna continue the music. While I finish this up. Anyway. Oh, where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Probably talking. Let's see. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I like made this all and I got into like 1-4, started 1-5, and I really hated where I was going. I felt like I didn't have a plan, didn't have a solid story. I love stories in video games. I was like, hey, is it worth it? I'm not that far along. Just read out. The first iteration I got on the first castle. That was a really sad loss. I made it all the way to the first castle, and like when I lost that game I was like so sad. Um And now that I've redone it, I have a really good plan. I think I might go over some of the lore. Um, but we'll see. I might actually end up cutting that out, but um, yeah. So I restarted this project several times, and now I feel like I'm at a point, the community's at a point where I don't feel like I want to edit it all that much. I don't think there's gonna be that many iterations for me to, like, that much new content for me to justify restarting it a final time. I feel like, you know, camera stuff, feel like at this point in time, anything that gets added, I'm gonna have to add as I go. I feel like the base game is about, like, felt like I had to decide power-ups because they're pretty universal. I could still technically add more, but it would not be the easiest thing in the world. And I felt like I had to, like, decide whether I wanted to have more characters into it. I, you know, decided no. And like, I just felt like I had to have a good idea of like the base game. Like, what features were gonna be included? Was I gonna have like a super interactive story? Was I gonna have like something a little bit like for a while I wanted to do kind of a darker game. This I mean isn't like the, you know, it's not like cupcakes and rainbows the story, but like I guess it's a little bit darker for, not darker, I don't want to say darker, that's like so stupid. It's a little bit more like I really can't find a good word for it, but there's definitely a little, I guess a little bit, has a little bit more lore than most Mario games is what I'd say. I watched Steve Gaming, I love watching Steve. I did watch Steve, his video on the Mario timeline, and I wanted this to take place originally after Super Mario World. It still does actually, but I just had no idea how to fit it into the timeline. And now I have, and you know, I still wanted, like, I have a Luma in my first level, and technically that like doesn't fit. And I know Nintendo doesn't have any official timelines or anything, but still, I wanted to make sure that it kind of made sense. So I tried, and we're gonna see how it goes. And I'll go over some of that lore. But yeah, basically what happens is Mario, after the events of Mario World, he's like, hey, we gotta rebuild some of Dinosaur Island. You know, Bowser really messed it up. So we're gonna go about doing this. And we're going to fly back to the Mushroom Kingdom, pick up some supplies for Peach, and, you know, bring everything back, and hopefully we'll have, hopefully we'll be able to, you know, rebuild this kingdom, the Dinosaur Kingdom. And on his way out, a giant storm goes overhead, and he, his airship is struck by lightning, and he's basically like, what do I do? Like, he's like, what is going on? Maybe we're gonna have some pools of water here. I think that would be good. Oh, pool of water. So we might tread water through. I could also make it like little like areas to like avoid enemies. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll just make this like a really tight cave. Okay, that's kind of a cool plan. That's kind of neat. I don't mind that at all. Like unique geographical features. I'm just kind of wanted to get a start on it, I guess. I didn't really want. Sorry, I'm thinking in my brain. I gotta remember that while I'm streaming, I gotta think out loud. I'm not thinking it might not be a good idea, but I keep sketching it out for the sake of it. And then when I come back to it, I'll probably just change it. It's usually what ends up happening. I mean, I've actually restarted on this level so many times, I can't find like the creative workflow for it. I think actually streaming has been helpful. I really am liking the way this is turning out. Try not to shake it so much, but I really like this, like, I think it's almost like a little bit of a maze, you know? So, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe this will be the final iteration. The original version of this level, and by original I mean, so like, when I first did the game, I was really confused. I didn't have like a straight plan at all. So, you know, I kind of had this rough, I mean, the best way I put it is like a very rough sketch, of kind of the worlds I wanted. I think it still did start on a beach. I think the map, oh yeah, the map is from the original version. So, that map that I showed you, that planning map was the original version. But, it's the music for this level. I think this is a good song for this kind of theme we have going here. Anyways, yeah, so my original version, I don't even remember what I did for my third level. It was probably nothing like this. I'm pretty sure the first level was it's just a normal sand level. The second level was like probably a cave level. Third level, oh, I remember what level. Oh, so this is actually my fourth iteration. The first one really didn't get far though. Yeah, I remember that cave level. It was kind of a cool cave level. It had a split pathway too. The third level was like a underwater cave level. You did these blocks and the water would raise and lower. I'm still gonna include that. I just figured it'd be a bit too complex for the first few levels. but it was an idea. I really did like that idea. And then add castle level. The rest of it is kind of fuzzy. I mean, I would never want to recreate it. It's just a learning experience, but I also didn't really have I didn't have this really cool theming. I spent a lot of time setting up the actual palettes this time to make sure it, you know, it looks good. It looks really good. I don't like how this is right now, so I'm gonna change it. Just move some stuff around. But I don't know. I think this is turning out better. The second iteration, the last iteration of this level specifically, that's what I was talking about. I do apologize. I jump around a lot when I'm talking. It will be very, very good when I have chat or when I have a script and I can write a script for a video. And have all my ideas organized. But for now, it's kind of just word jumble. And I hope that's what you're okay hearing, because that's the only way that I'm doing it right now. Oh, maybe this needs a slant. Yeah, I think this needs a... Ooh, yeah, that looks a lot better. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I say as I forget what I was saying. The original version of this level had geysers that went up and down. And it was a really cool level. It was a bit too tricky, though. Moving platforms are kind of hard for new players to grasp, so I've kind of left the idea alone. Okay. Bring back in the water for a second. That is looking really well polished. Okay. I think this is almost done. It's kind of, it takes, this takes a long time. Just, you place each one of these individually. I'm gonna do a few things. I do think I want, I'm gonna leave this base on. I'm actually gonna delete all of that. Delete that. Remove. Now we have one line. I want to leave this more ambiguous. So I kind of have some choice on what I'm doing about it. And we are going to put camera blocker right here. And make sure it works well. Well, okay, so here's our level. This area is going to be unpolished for now. This area is... I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but we'll have to kind of get a fuller idea of the level. I usually come back and change the intro a little bit. We have our cheaps. I think maybe we're going to have a secret. Okay, that actually works. Sorry, let me go back up here. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to see. So that works really well, actually, because from here you're like, oh my gosh, there's a star coin. How do I get it? Oh, okay. We have a waterfall, and it should just, yeah, okay. Ooh, forgot to fix this texture, but now we can't scroll past here. So yeah, this is kind of the idea I wanted. We're gonna have a water section that's gonna be some water platforming when water cuts off. We're gonna have this upper waterfall section that takes forever to get up to. That's so funny. It like literally it starts feeling like it's just out of reach. We also forgot background tile here. And right here. Good. So, I guess let's fix those little things. We're forgetting some background tiles. Background tile here. Background tile here. This looks really ugly. This needs to just be inside. Needs to be, no matter what, it's gonna be one of these corner pieces. Alright, I think now we are kind of good. Yeah, I'm loving this. Maybe add a waterfall at the beginning. A little pool of water here that you have to kind of swim under, but those are kind of all later on ideas. I feel proud about this session. Yeah. Now I kind of have a better idea of this. So I'm actually gonna get off. Um, I do appreciate you guys coming here, you guys watching my video. I appreciate. I think I had one viewer there for a second, an extra one. Um, but yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. Despite my desires to take this down, I'm going to leave it up. Um, kind of as a little progress status for how my streaming goes as it goes on. So, alright, just saw that we lost some frameage, but that's okay. Because I'm getting off either way. But yeah, thanks for coming to my stream. Um, thank you so much for if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell. Um, yeah, that would be really, really awesome. If not, I hope to see you somewhere else on the internet. This has been Hyloria. Tune in next time for another creation stream. All right. Bye bye.